one of Stan's favorite writers, Patty Chayefsky, who wrote Network and Hospital and Marty. And it turns out he and Stan were both 1939 graduates of the Clinton High School. Well, Stan claims he didn't know the men, and since it was a school of 12,000 boys, it has an incredible roster of accomplished people: Lerner and Lowe, Rogers and Hammerstein, James Baldwin, Dan Short, a million people, because there were no girls to distract them. Oddly enough, there's a Missouri connection. We're getting to you, Denny. Somehow, besides Rush Limbaugh, there are people from the area of Cape Girardeau, how do you pronounce it?
Cape Girardeau.
Cape Girardeau, Missouri. From that vicinity include Roy Thomas, who has an article, as well he has many articles. He's the co-editor on the magazine about working with Stan. And then another fellow, and then this is a picture that Stan gave of Roy in '87. Why does Roy always have parties when I'll be out of town? Maybe he's trying to tell you something. Because Spider-Man really said that. Another fellow from that area is a guy named Denny O'Neil, who happens to be sitting at the table here.
Chasing hack that down.
Well, that seems to have worked out. And here's a panel. Now, I think that issue of Daredevil was your first scripting assignment, or your first?
No, it was
an early one.
My first superhero, if you don't count Doctor Strange as a superhero. As I recall, they were in a deadline crunch. The story had been plotted. Yeah, unusual, unheard of. And the story had been plotted, and I took it home, and in a night or two, we were fast and loose in those days. And it was okay. I got my toe wet, and it was a real mainstream superhero universe.
Well, here's a couple of panels. Here's how you can sort of tell it's probably Denny and not Stan. For months, I've practiced yoga breathing techniques. I would say if you know either Denny or Stan or read interviews with them, you can probably guess whose line that is. I know you were there the night after the blackout of '65.
Yeah.
When Stan, can you talk about that?
Sure. Roy and I were on the Lexington Avenue line, going down to where we lived in the East Village before it was gentrified. It was just a ghetto back then. And, everything stopped. So we were 2.5 hours under Lexington Avenue, and we finally got let out and walked the rest of the way home, and there didn't seem to be any point trying to work. I mean, it's a city-wide blackout. What is the point of trying to write? So we just talked. We were very virtuous East Village bohemians, no smoking, no drinking, no hanky-panky of any kind. We just talked, and the next day we came in, and Stan came in with 7 Daredevil pages, and the first thing he had to do was remove the candle wax.
The 7 pages he had scripted in the blackout.
Yeah. He was not going to be stopped by a stupid little blackout. Oh my God. There was really a lesson there for us if we had been bright enough to learn it. It's the job. Come on, just get it done. Don't beat your head. Do the job. It'll be okay.
And then his wife and daughter, I don't know if that's your part of the story of Roy's. I think his wife and daughter had like a candle brigade where they would take turns. As one candle burned out, they would bring another.
Yeah, I heard that story. I don't know.
I think that's heard Roy's
directly.
So I'd just like to take exception to something you said. How can you say that Doctor Strange is not a superhero?
I didn't say he's not a superhero. I said, if you don't count him as a superhero. And Daredevil was my first. I counted as a superhero. I thought he was a swell superhero. He's kind of a, he lived in the village. He was kind of a hippie. That's my kind of guy.
So this guy, Gary Fredric, who was also from Missouri, right? Gary was from Missouri also, right?
Yeah, he was a boyhood friend of Roy's. So they both lived in a little town called Jackson, which was the site of one of the great comic book burnings in the 50s.
Like my alma mater, Bennington, also.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very proud.
My favorite Roy Thomas story is that his mother said, "Oh, all right, we'll go down and we'll burn some comics." So Roy took a bunch that he didn't really want anymore, and he threw those on the fire and he swiped some.
So that was the Thomas bonfire and trading post.